With its gorgeous architecture, shimmering canals, and great food, Copenhagen seems to have it all. So in this video, I'll show you 10 amazing things to do with just 48 hours in the heart of Denmark. So let's go! We began our adventure in the neighbourhood of Amagerbro, a vibrant area just to the south of the city centre, separated by some beautiful waterways glittering in the low morning sun, including Copenhagen's extremely large port. Because if you didn't know, up until the 12th century, Copenhagen was just a small fishing village, which is why its port is so impressive today. And this just became even more obvious as we began to walk along it. Despite being one of the older parts of the city dating back to the 17th century, Nyhavn ironically translates to New Harbour in English. Danish author Hans Christian Andersen actually lived here in Nyhavn for around 18 years. And speaking of him, let's actually start walking towards the iconic Little Mermaid statue, with a few stops along the way, of course.
Very pretty. It's a very nice and relaxing walk we've been having. Very quiet.
This palace is the official residence of the Danish royal family. At the head of this palace is a church that is very hard to miss. It was inspired by the Renaissance architecture of Italy and began construction in 1749, but was plagued with delays. But finally, the building was finished in 1894, and it's actually the largest dome in Scandinavia today. And here we arrive at the glittering waterways that are home to the Little Mermaid herself. Here it is, Ellie.
We've seen it now. Well, we haven't seen it quite yet. I think if you've been a fan of the Little Mermaid and just Andersen in general, I think it's quite interesting to see. And to be fair, it was a very nice walk to get here. There you have a lovely park next to it. The sun is out. You're just by the seashore, so It's not just about the statue, but it's also about the environment to get here.
From here we walk to one of the best preserved fortresses in Northern Europe that is now one of Copenhagen's many beautiful and peaceful green spaces. So the first thing I noticed when walking around these streets is just how peaceful and quiet everything is. I don't know if it's because it's quite literally 3 days before Christmas when we're filming this. Copenhagen is full of these green parks, but it's not only the parks that make Copenhagen such a green city. It's actually aiming to be the first CO2 neutral capital city, with many locals eating mostly organic food already, over half of them cycling along the 400 kilometers of bike lanes in the city as well. As the light faded, we visited one of Copenhagen's many bakeries and picked up what is essentially a massive cinnamon bun with a bit of a twist.
Well, it's very nice.
You can't go wrong with cinnamon, usually.
I love a cinnamon anyway, so yeah, this is very nice.
Get some energy for this evening.
I need it because I'm so tired.
Now you may be wondering why we only have 48 hours in Copenhagen, and that is because Copenhagen is the jumping off point for a massive trip across Scandinavia that we are going to be doing. It will take us through stunning Sweden and then majestic Norway. So if you are enjoying, please do subscribe and keep your eyes peeled for more videos from Scandinavia which are coming very soon. As we only had 48 hours in Copenhagen, even though we were exhausted from our long day so far, we did actually decide to head back out before the day was over. Tivoli Gardens are actually the second oldest theme park in the entire world, The oldest theme park also being in Denmark, by the way. It's around 180 years old and is home to the oldest wooden roller coaster in the world. It's even home to a magical fountain show that plays in the lake in the center of the park.
They're not very efficient, they're just moving from side to side.
Tivoli is a truly otherworldly place that made us really begin to fall in love with Copenhagen. And there was still an entire second day to go yet. Our second morning greeted us with a thick layer of cloud and rain that covered the entire city. It truly looks like the opposite of yesterday.
Let's go.
We had planned to climb this tower, which is actually the tallest in Denmark, but the wet conditions had caused it to close, so instead we walked here. This is Christiania, a community that operates completely independently with their own laws, flag and way of life. It began in 1971 when a group of people broke into what was at the time an abandoned military base, and they began to turn it into their home. Around 1,000 people live here today, and it is a completely autonomous community, with the members striving for fairness, equality, no taxes, and having their own laws completely independent from the Danish government. So a very unique place that you wouldn't think is pretty much in the center of a capital city. After discovering the other church spire was closed, we still wanted to get that panoramic view of Copenhagen. So we walked across the entire city, including Strøget, one of the world's longest pedestrianized shopping streets, home to, among many other shops, the Lego store, which obviously, how can you resist? You are in the home of Lego after all. The word Lego is actually a mixture of the Danish words at lægge, which means to play, and godt, which means good. And I really do apologize if my pronunciation was not very good there. But I couldn't resist. That is the story of the word Lego, which I never actually knew before. What you got?
So,
Roasted hot dog.
you must try the hot dogs in Copenhagen.
So yes, a classic staple. Ellie's been looking forward to it for a long time. But we are next to the round tower. Go on.
I'm trying my best.
The Round Tower was built as an astronomical observatory in the 17th century. The tower is built with an equestrian staircase, which meant that a horse and carriage could transport books to and from the library, which is around halfway up the tower.
Can you actually see anything?
Let me see.
Be careful because there's a gap on the glass.
At the top of this tower, we gained a perfect view of Copenhagen's skyline, whilst getting a little wet from the rain that had now come in. Back in 1416, Copenhagen wasn't just the capital of Denmark, but it was also the capital of Norway and Sweden as well, when the three countries formed a union that lasted for 150 years. Copenhagen's long and impressive history is on display at every corner, from royal palaces that stand at the head of grand parks, its forward-thinking culture, and its many museums. With both me and Ellie working in creative industries ourselves, we also decided to check out the Design Museum, which showcases Denmark's forward-thinking attitude incredibly well, pushing the boundaries of design and helping us open our minds to new creative possibilities for our future.
What's this, Ellie? Yet another pastry.
Yes, it's like a strawberry patisserie sort of thing. I'm very excited about it.
As this day came to an end, we decided to rest and recover for the night, as we had a very long journey ahead of us tomorrow into Sweden.
Doesn't that look nice? I don't know if I had anything like this before, because the cream, it's not like a creme pâtissière or like custard or anything like that. The pastry is actually covered in chocolate, and then you have the almond flakes. So very nice flavor combinations for sure.
So today is the day that we depart Copenhagen. Any thoughts of Copenhagen?
And it was nice seeing all of the lights and the Christmas things, how the city was lit. A lot of things to do, in all honesty, a lot of nice looking places to eat and have a pastry, to have a stroll around, so yeah.
The Øresund Bridge is 10 miles long and was built in 2000. It links Denmark to Malmö in Sweden, which we passed through on our journey to Sweden's second largest city, which is Gothenburg. We're spending the next couple of days here before heading even further north to Oslo in Norway. With so many exciting things coming soon, please do consider subscribing and keeping your eyes peeled for more videos from this beautiful part of the world. So thank you so much for watching this one. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Please leave in the comments below if there's any places that you think I missed in this video. That way we can all share ideas and enjoy everything that Copenhagen has to offer. I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.